Hi, I'm Brian Parks from Belimo Air Controls. Today, I'm going to show you how to maintain NEMA 4X rating on the Belimo P-series actuators. Right here I have a PRB UP-3-T actuator, and these instructions apply to all of the P-series actuators. If we take a look at the top of the actuator, we have two black caps here. This one here is for access to setting the switches, and this one is for accessing the override functionality of the actuator. All the actuators come with a hand crank attached on the side, and you can easily access the caps. When I remove the caps, it's important to notice that there's a black O-ring under the cover here. It's important that this remains in place, and that prevents any moisture, water, or debris getting into the top of the actuator. When you're finished using the override function or setting the switches, make sure that you tighten this cap back in. It's got to remain in place at all times. The next thing we're going to take a look at is the cover for accessing the wiring. When I remove the cover, you'll notice there is a black gasket around the outside of the cover. Again, that helps maintain the NEMA 4X rating. It does also have a lanyard so that if you drop the actuator cover, you're not going to lose it if you're up on a ladder. When you're finished, you want to make sure you replace the cover tightly. You're going to tighten down the 4 Phillips head screws, and you want to make sure there's no warpage or anything out of place on the cover. The next step is we're going to take a look at the conduit connectors on the end of the actuator for wiring and connecting the conduit. You take the hand crank and you can unscrew the cap that is on the metal conduit connector, and you're going to remove it. You can dispose of this cover when you're finished. It's important when wiring to the PR actuator that you don't remove these metal connectors. The threads in the body of the actuator are what we call PG11 threads, and they won't accept a standard 1/2-inch conduit connector. Belimo does not recommend a specific conduit connector. All that we require is that there is a rubber O-ring and that the conduit connector meets the NEMA 4 rating. You're going to then connect the conduit connector into the metal adapter. You want to ensure that the rubber O-ring is making contact with the face of the metal adapter and that it's tight. Again, we want to prevent any moisture, water, or debris getting into the actuator. If you want to move one of the metal adapters, you can easily remove one of these black caps using a wrench, and you can move over the conduit connector to one of the open holes. Just be sure that you move one of these black caps to fill up the open hole. As long as you follow these steps, you should have no trouble maintaining the NEMA 4X rating. If you have any questions, you can call Belimo Technical Support at 1-800-543-9038. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the Belimo YouTube channel.